Right. All right, family, we black again. We got another powerful presentation. We're going to be talking about why the nation of Israel fell faster than any other nation in the Bible. And this is supposedly the nation of God. This is the nation of the chosen people. Now, what benefit is that? Being, you would think being the chosen of God. Man, that's an ace in the hole. You can't lose. Well, yes, you can lose. And that's why a lot of people have to think twice. Do it even matter to be favored by God when you losing like that? You see, what is the benefit? We're gonna talk about that. What is the God in the Bible? What is the benefit? You know, we're talking about, and you go into the Bible, and the Bible scandalize all these other nations, scandalize Egypt, scandalize Ethiopia, scandalize Babylon, scandalize Assyria, scandalize all the other nations in the Bible, call them idolatrous heathens. Yet and still, they last 4, 5, 6, 7 times the length of the nation of Israel, supposedly the nation of God. You got to make me understand what is the benefit in being the nation of God, being the chosen people of God. I don't see no benefit. This is, and that's why we have to look deep into this book to whether and to understand, is this real? Am I foolish for having these thoughts? You see, of clarity, and to see that this is somebody trying to fool me into believing that they are chose and they are not. Because if you chose, you're not gonna make me believe that. I mean, you can't lose. That's what This is what we get out of this. You cannot lose with God on your side. How? And if you can lose with God on your side, it's time to get rid of that God. It's time to get rid of that God that can worth 2 dead flies. You see, I'm sick of this. People just believing for the sake of believing. Now let's look at this. Let's look at this. How long did uh Israel last? Nah, I don't believe it lasted long as a united. It was 430 years. And in half of that, it was divided. You see, we talking about from 1020 to 586 BC. We talking about ancient Israel united and divided. So you got the kingdom of Judah, 930 to 586. It lasted 344 years. That's sad to be the nation, to be chosen of God. God should be ashamed of himself to allow his own nation to only last 344 years. God should be ashamed of himself, to let the Assyrians beat him, you know, to beat him as far as how long the civilization lasted. That's shameful to believe in a God that weak. I'm just gonna be 100 with you. I cannot let this slide. You know how long ancient Egypt lasts? 3,000 years. And they talk about Egypt like a dog in the Bible. Don't Only thing they bring up is old evil Egypt. Don't talk about none of the scriptures when we fed you. You don't want to talk about none of that. When you was out there starving in the desert and you was asking and begging and pleading to the Pharaoh to let you in. He let you in, fed you, Should have left you out there. Should have let you starve out there in the desert. But being a good-hearted king, black king, let you in. Seeing you're dusty and your lips was chapped and you're dusty. And they say give them some water, let them have a little land over there. Should have let them starve because they betrayed. They betrayed Egypt. But Egypt lasted 3,000 years, supposed to be a nation of idol worshipers and all of that. Yet they lasted 3,000 years. I mean, literally. I mean, good God. That's almost 12 times the length of the kingdom of Judah. 12 times. Wow. Okay. And so then you got Assyria. They talk about Assyria like a dog, which was a Cushite nation. 800 years. 800 years. Assyria lasted almost 3 times the amount of Judah. We just talking about Judah. We're going to get to the northern kingdom, which was Israel. Okay, because they split. I don't know. We'll talk about how long they lasted together. Then you got Babylonia. Lasted 1,300 years. They talk about Babylon. Oh, evil Babylon. Oh, evil this. You will be destroyed. And all this and lasted 1,300 years. Lasted, how many threes you can get in there? You see? 4 times the amount of length the Babylonian lasted. The Hittites, which was they had a dismal record too. 420 years. They didn't last long. You see, even though they didn't last long, they still outlasted the tribe of Judah, the kingdom of Judah. In only 10 years, so y'all neck and neck. The ancient Israel and the Hittite running neck and neck. Ancient Israel, 430 years. Hittite kingdom, 420. Two dismal nations. You see? Ain't like Moab. Moab lasted 800 years. Edom. They talk about Edom. Edom lasted 900 years. Phoenicia lasted 900 years. Philistia, where the Philistines lasted 600 years. I mean, wow. I mean, and so this is Israel. This is the land of God. This is the holy land. This is the people, the chosen people of God, lasted 430 years. What benefit is it to be the chosen of God and be the nation of God in the so-called wicked nations last 12 and 8 and 6 and 7 more times the length, you see, and then even the nation of God should be ashamed of himself to have a record like that, and these is your people. And I would have to ask God, because God is making some very weird decisions that I don't understand how God can rationalize with these decisions. Do y'all know how many times ancient Israel was conquered? Do y'all know? 7 to 8 times it was conquered. 7 to 8 times it was conquered, by the Egyptians, by the Assyrians, by the Babylonians, it was the Romans, the Seleucid Empire, the Greeks. It was how does God deal with that? How does God accept these so-called wicked nations conquering his nation like that? I couldn't be God, because I'd be throwing lightning bolts all over the place. I wouldn't even throw you just spontaneous combustion. People just be catching on fire. messing around with my nation and I'm Almighty God, you gonna put some respect on it, flat out. You gonna put some respect on my name. Ain't no way my nation gonna be conquered no 7 or no 8 times. No, sir, I can't agree with that. I cannot agree that this is God nation. I cannot agree. I cannot believe that this is God nation. No way. No God I could believe in would allow his own nation to be conquered that many times. To last only 420 years? Huh? Are you serious? Is we in the house? I know you're out there. Let me make sure. Yeah. Oh, Ray in there. Oh, I know I'm talking real flagrant. I seen Ray in there. I said, oh, I'm good. I had to check because I know that, if Ray ain't in there, some wild, crazy Christian or some lunatic Hebrew will be in there talking greasy about the general. You see? And so, yeah, we had to talk about, the record of God in the Bible, to allow his people to be conquered like that. And I had to ask the question, and I'm gonna do a whole a video on this. God got a track. He don't have a winning track record at all. You losing, God. Well, why do God lose like that? You got to set yourself up to win. That's like, and I was just talking about they say in the beginning, say man was created in the image of God. Listen to me now? That man was created in the image of God, spiritually, physically. He was created in the image of God. And then God became so discontented with man that he said, he didn't what was the word that he used? When you he regretted even making man. That's what the word, he regretted even making man. That's how discontented he was with man. But yet and still he created man in his image. So if man is wicked, is God wicked? You see? Did God see the worst of man in himself? Because God, you God. If you create man in your image, then you should have a winning percentage with man. The majority of men, women should be righteous. They should be righteous. Listen, he about to destroy the world. And Noah pleading with God. Say, listen, hold up, man. Don't knock off the planet yet. If I find 50, would you save the planet? He said, if you can find 50 righteous people, I save the planet. Noah said he couldn't find 50. Then he just kept coming back. And I believe he said, if you find 3 or 2, if I find 2, would you save the planet? Couldn't even find 2. On the whole planet? But man is created in the image of God, and you mean to tell me you can't find 2 righteous people on the planet to save the planet? Are you serious? God got a losing record. You mean to tell me so? And in my mind, this is all on God. This ain't on the devil. This ain't on the devil, because I don't even think the devil had anything to do with it. I think that man was a reflection of God, because man was created in the image of God. So what benefit is that to say that in the Bible? Yeah, yeah. What benefit? What benefit is it? to be created in the image of God and then have to turn around and destroy the whole planet. What is the benefit? You ain't talking to me. I want you to rationalize what I'm saying to you. Quit hooping and hollering. Rev gonna be like, go to one of them songs, and you got to giggle nigga up real quick. Jesus is the light, you know. Jesus is the light. Get to singing one of them good feel good songs. Jesus is the light. When that truth get to getting spit, they say go to one of them gospel songs. Now, you see, this man up here spitting some truth. You see, yeah. So you got to know, it's something ain't right with the rationalization of what's going on, with God in the Bible. You see. And so the nation of Israel, see, I done told y'all that this is all straw man identity. This is a story and it's spiritual slander. The Bible is spiritual slander on the African nations, man. And mad because they can't pop it off. Got God on their side, can't pop it off. God is the strongest force in all of creation and can't pop it off. And then here you got other nations, so-called evil nations, and they last in 3,000, 2,000 years. If you eat, evil ain't gonna last that long. Evil ain't gonna last that long. You see? So we've been, there's been a switcheroo in the Bible. We are the chosen, the African, the Kemetic Cushite. You see, the Kemetic Cushite, Canaanite, the Africans, the Sudanese, Nubian, are the African. You see? Yeah. Here we go right there. I say, believe you said it yourself. He created man in his image. His image is the great holy, the begotten son gave up his flesh, and he told his disciples he needed to leave. So the Holy Spirit. I don't believe none of that. What you saying, Andre? What do you mean? You say the begotten son gave up his flesh? No, he didn't. He begged in Gethsemane not to die for your sin. Stop lying. Let's quit lying, Andre. Quit lying. That's what you say. That ain't what Jesus say. He say, if this cup can pass it away from me, you understand, but not my will, but your will. So his will was that the cup passeth away from him. He did not want to die for your sin. You need to quit lying, Andre. You're not dealing with somebody that don't know the book. He prayed 3 times in Gethsemane he did not want to die. This is a man. Jesus was petrified of dying. He didn't want to die. You see, he was in Gethsemane, petrified, sweating and crying and praying to God, please, Father, could you let this cup pass away from me? You see? And God betrayed his own son while he let Enoch and Elijah into heaven without the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. He had exemptions for Enoch and Elijah, and he let them Romans and Jews nail his own son to the cross, and he sat there and he did not do a damn thing. And when Jesus was being nailed on the cross, he said, my God, why have you forsaken me? You told me you would look out for me. And now when they own me and they own me strong and I'm calling on you, you know where to be found. But not my will, but your will. So Jesus Christ died against his own will. Quit talking about he died for your sin. He didn't want to die for you. Now that he up in heaven, he probably ain't coming back. Because if he didn't want to do that, he might not don't want to come back for the rapture. So you niggas gonna be waiting here for eternity for somebody to come back that ain't coming back. You better wake up, fool. Don't come over here. You're not coming over here messing with no novice. No, sir. This the wrong place to come. I know the book. I know it well. So don't ever come over here. You understand with that small talk, Andre? Going back over there, to the pulpit with all them people that, been suckered into this spiritual imprisonment that you people there. Hopefully they can get this video, but I just want y'all to think about it, family. If you feel a certain kind of way, I want you to comment. Andre, go on and put something in my comment and let me know how you feel. You can't come on here though, because you ain't strong enough, but you can put something down in my comment. If any of y'all feel a certain kind of way and y'all think I said something that wasn't true, tighten me up in my comments and I will respond to you in maybe a future video, and we could talk about this, and we're gonna use the sword. We're gonna use the sword to back it up. If it ain't in the book, then you can keep it to yourself. All right, family. I want y'all to get on over there to Patreon. We got that file over there right now. Oh, Andre over there, where he still sat down. He understood. He understood what I was saying. That's right, family. You can go right on over to Patreon right now. Wait a minute. Somebody said Jesus. Okay, let me see where it say. But Israel, say what's that? Daylight. Say Jesus fake, but Israel is real. All these myths got people fooled and confused. I want y'all to get on over there to my Patreon. I'll respond to that in a minute. Since you say Israel is real, okay, since it's real, we'll talk about it. The only thing I want to ask Daylight, can you show me any tomb of any prophet, just one? You ain't got to do two. All you had to do is one. Can you show and prove one real tomb of any prophet or king from Israel, United, Judah, or Israel, is separated? Can you show me any prophet, the tomb of any prophet or king of Israel? I give you $1 million. You see, you can get $1 million if you can show me that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I'll give you $1 million. I want you to get over here and check this out. You can get $1 million if you can show me one tomb, not two. You ain't got to show me two. Just show me one tomb of any prophet or king of Israel. You got $1 million. All right. But this is General Sarasun said it. I'm coming black. I appreciate your presence here, family. You know it's always a pleasure. See you real soon. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on the Wicked Beast Daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.